you know, and so it's just such a ridiculous process. And what I think is, with all of the energy behind this, and all of the intentions and the prayers, and the people sending positive, loving, joyous intent here, has had its impact. And and that courtroom was so full of love and light and support. It was overwhelming. I could hardly speak. I had a hard time grounding just so I could speak and make sure and say the right things in court. But you know, I just want to give our heartfelt thanks for all the support, and this is the microcosm of what's happening in the macrocosm, and we all need to stand up and do our thing, you know, and these guys here and other people, you know, Kurt Flowers and Dean Clifford and Johnny Sunday and all these other people are all showing us the way, but it's they're not going to, you know, they're showing us the way, but we have to walk it.
Yeah,
you know, that's
sure.
the important thing. You know, it's like nobody's going to do it all for you. We all need to get into this and get educated and stand up for our rights.
Yeah, no one else is going to do it for us. We got to do it for ourselves.
You know, and as far as a summary on the update too, I think some people might be curious. I'd probably say it hasn't moved forward to a trial, right? And it's just probably premature to be able to assess what happened on the last hearing.
Yeah, we don't know what happened. All we know is that we walked out again.
Without a plea.
Yeah,
without a plea, so it doesn't look like we necessarily took a step back or anything like that.
Right.
And certainly, you know, James's status and James's rights were appeared to be understood and recognized and respected by the court.
So maybe some of those knots procedurally are starting to be untied.
Yeah, and it's more practice.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I think James probably, dude, it's great that you got the extra practice. I think you probably feel a little bit more confident after getting that notch under your belt. And you know, I mean, it was like I was thinking about what Jason Verbelli had talked about. He was hanging out here this weekend with us, and free energy researcher and activist, and you know, he was saying, "Hey, look, man, it's not like I'm really somebody special that I know about all this stuff. I'm not an expert, but I've studied the people who have expertise in this field, and I wasn't scared to start experimenting and give it a try and start to see if I can figure this out and make it my own." And so, you know, that's basically what we've been kind of doing is, hey, looking at different people's perspectives that have some expertise in this field, and being willing to give it a try, because we realize that the conventional method is not going to suffice.
Right.
And so that's kind of one of the things maybe you could pick up on too, is just like getting ourselves into a state of confidence so that we can let go of some of the fear, to have the come from, so that we can let go of and neutralize conflict.
Yeah.
Because really, ultimately, that's what we're doing.
Right.
You know, and we don't want to be coming at this from like, a victim mentality. Oh my God, they're coming after us. What are we going to do? You know, this is so wrong.
Yeah.
Or an adversarial way either. We're just here to resolve conflict and bring as much love and light into it as possible.
Hey, brother.
Yeah, and that happens on paper though. That's not just an intent, but it can be a strategy put forward on paper in resolving these kind of issues. That's probably the shortest, quickest way to say it. It's not just theory.
Exactly.
You can put some wheels under that and actually make it work.
Yeah. You know, and coming from my own process, you know, being very sensitive and very, and I live a very spiritual life, a very sensitive life, do a lot of meditation and everything, and being that sensitive to run into this kind of energy was the biggest challenge, because when you have, it's set up that way, when you have the judge sitting up there and he's like foreboding and looking down, and there's consequences if you slip up and say the wrong thing, and this, you've got this like, you know, up there like this, and you're going, oh man, you know, I got to deal with this. And there's energy psychometrized in that room, because everybody that's been locked up and jailed and trespassed, you know, it's like, and you're walking into that. So it was like it was a very spiritual experience. It's like facing your dragon, you know, or facing your necromancer, your beast, having to go into that energy and clear and just keep working on spiritual levels to try to bring peace and harmony to this, and also get rid of my own fears, and was to me a very spiritual process. It was a very empowering process in doing so. And I mean, we got the crash course on the second judge we ran into was, I won't mention any names, but he was like, well, I don't know if there was such a thing as the biggest reptilian tyrant in a suit you could run into. It was the most controlling, authoritative energy I've ever seen.
Yeah, dude, but you took care of it.
Yeah. So so we took care of it and had him dismissed. so with some paperwork. So you can do that. If you stand on your ground, and these people will trip themselves up, and you just stay in integrity and stand your ground and know the rules. You can hold your own. And the more people that do this, it's going to shift the courts. And my vision, my vision is to see eventually universal law coming in through these systems, and that they totally get reorganized, and it goes back to common law, hooks back up into the universal law, and these other programs just go by the wayside. The unjust just continually gets exposed, and energetically, it's that's where things are going to go.
Yeah.
Any more?
I don't know, man. Anything else?
No.
Yeah. Cool.
Well, I guess that's it for the ECETI update. And hang in there for round 6. We're hoping there isn't a round 6, but if there is, we will stand up and do what we did.
Yeah, one way or the other, man, we're working towards it. We're learning more all the time. And one way or the other, we're going to find the remedy and the solution to end the conflict on this.
Not afraid to make mistakes.
Yeah, and not afraid to make mistakes. Because, hey, man, that's what we learn from.
Right.
And we've learned a lot. We've certainly made some mistakes along the way in this whole process.
Yeah.
But that's how we learn.
Right.
And Spencer here is a master at correcting those mistakes,
right,
and helping us to, because you always can, through the paperwork, you can correct those mistakes, but, and so it is important. An old saying, there's a lot of people never go anywhere because they never launch their boat because they're so busy trying to get their boat just perfect and stocked and order, everything perfect, and watching the weather and everything. Well, they never go anywhere, because they never launch their boat. You can make course corrections later. Launch your boat, go do it, make it happen. Yeah. And it is important.
But stay out of deep water.
Yeah.
Until you're ready.
Yeah, stay out of the deep water until you kind of know your boat.
Right. That doesn't mean be reckless, but
know the rules of the boat.
Kramer was talking about this weekend with us too. It's like if you always wait to have every little thing, the most perfect conditions,
never.
It doesn't come.
Nope. Yeah, what was that saying? He said that
it was paraphrasing.
Yeah,
that's basically the essence of it.
Yeah, there's never perfect conditions. I love that old saying Muhammad said, "There's no perfect man, only perfect intentions." And so as long as you have humanity, you're going to make mistakes, but those mistakes can be corrected. And as long as you hold open mind, loving heart, pure intent, stand in your integrity. Stand up for what's right. That's basically what we all have to do as a collective.
Yeah, and we're the part of a microcosm of the macrocosm. Seriously, people all over the world are feeling this, going through their same challenges. So I guess on this day that's the supposed celebration here in America, freedom and independence. Big shout out and salute to our brothers and sisters all across the planet who are pursuing greater levels of freedom and honor in their lives.
Yeah, and I know tyranny is imploding as we speak. So it is. It's just a matter of time. It's not frequency specific. So the Earth is evolving. We're all evolving, and those who focus on greed and separation and want to dominate and control others, that world is coming to a close. So, but we all have to do our parts. We can't sit back and think everybody's going to do it for us. That's the main thing, and that's what this is all about. On that note,
yeah,
go. Peace out.
Yeah. Have a nice day. Light your fireworks.